Hello guys, welcome. So in this video we're going to learn about the menstrual cycle. Before we start, let's look at the part of the female reproductive system. It has uterus, where the baby will stay, and of course ovaries. Now the uterus has a wall which we call as endometrium. Endometrium. What is endometrium? The wall or the lining of the uterus. And I'm going to use this word many times, so you have to understand. Next, I have divided the steps into 3 so that we can understand what is going on in the uterus wall, in the endometrium, and what is happening to the hormones. And lastly, what changes can we see in the ovaries during or when we have the menstrual cycle? On top here, I have shown the pituitary gland, which produces hormones. Now, to start, the first step is called the menstrual phase. And I'm looking down here on my iPad. So that's where I'm writing. Okay, it's called what? The menstrual phase. Now, in the menstrual phase, we can see that the uterus wall is going to fall down. Again, what will happen? The uterus wall will fall down. What is the name for the uterus wall? Endometrium. So we can say endometrium falls down. Endometrium falls down. Falls. What about the hormones? Or why does the endometrium falls? It falls because there is a low level of a hormone we call progesterone. So let me write here, low progesterone. Low progesterone levels will make what? The endometrium start to fall. Now, the low progesterone levels too, that's right here, low progesterone level is also going to send a message or a signal to the pituitary gland in the brain. To do what? To make a hormone we call FSH. What is the name of the hormone? FSH. And FSH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. Okay? So this is what? Step 1. Let me draw like that. Again, step 1 is what? The menstrual phase. And what happened? The endometrium falls. Why? Because there is low progesterone levels, and these low progesterone levels in the blood also send a message to the brain. It sends a signal to the brain to make what? FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Okay. Now, FSH, which is a hormone, will move from the brain, the pituitary gland, to the blood and inside the ovaries. What does it do there? It's going to tell some of these baby eggs. I'm going to draw them here, baby eggs, to start to grow and get bigger. Okay, so this is what? The baby eggs with the nucleus. The black point is the nucleus. They start to grow and get bigger. Bigger and bigger. Okay. The round things here are the cells, which is what? Are round. So they're getting bigger and very big right here. A big one, which looks like that. Okay. They are what? Baby eggs. And we have a name for that. We call these ones as follicles. Follicles. So the FSH goes inside the ovaries and tell the baby eggs to start to grow, to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when the baby eggs, by the way, these are called follicles. The biggest egg is called Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle. Okay, let's move the slide here. Okay. Now, when the baby eggs are growing, the cells around the egg start to make a hormone. We call this hormone as estrogen. Okay, they're growing and getting bigger, and they're also making what? Estrogen. So the estrogen level is going to go up. Let me draw that here. Estrogen level goes up. That's right. High estrogen. High estrogen. Now, when the estrogen level is going up, what will happen to the wall of the uterus? The wall will start to get thicker. It gets thicker. Why? You may ask, why does it get thicker? Because it's getting ready for a baby. Maybe there will be a baby in the future, right? We just had the eggs growing, getting bigger. So the wall has to get thicker because the baby will go inside the wall and grow, right? So it has to get thicker. It gets, let me write here, endometrium gets thicker, about 2 to 3 millimeters thick. Okay, so let me draw this part. So what this part is the second phase, and we call the second phase as the follicular phase. Follicular phase because it is controlled by what? Follicles. Okay, follicles. Now stay with me. Now let's move on to the next stage. Now we have high estrogen levels in the blood, and this high estrogen level is going to send a message, to send a signal. When there is high estrogen in the blood, this will send a signal or a message to the pituitary gland again. So let's write here. High estrogen sends a signal to the pituitary gland to do two things. Number one is it will make the pituitary gland stop to make FSH, stop producing the FSH. Why? Because we already have the eggs, which are bigger. And number two, to make a new hormone we call LH. Let's write it down. It will make what? A new hormone we call as LH. So here we're going to write it over here. The hormone is called what? LH. The full name of LH is luteinizing hormone. Now, the LH will go into the blood and from the blood into the ovaries, and it's going to tell or make the Graafian follicle, the biggest egg, to pop, to break and release the egg. So let's draw that here. The LH is going to do what? It's going to go into the ovaries and make what? The Graafian follicle to pop. So I have drawn it here. This is what? The egg with the nucleus. And this is what? The cells which were around the egg. Okay. Now, so the egg is out now. Egg is released. Let me write here. egg is released. And when egg is released, we call that ovulation. And this is what? This is called ovulation. Ovulation. So, what about the hormone? What hormone caused the ovulation? The LH, right? It was the LH which caused the ovulation. So, in this phase, LH will be very, very high. High LH, let's write it down. High LH level. Now, what will happen to the endometrium, the wall? Will it get thicker or thinner? It's going to get even thicker. Let's draw that here. Make it thicker and thicker. Why does it need to get thicker? Again, it is getting ready for a baby. The egg is out. Maybe there is a sperm around. So let's prepare and get ready for the new baby. Right? So it gets thicker. Thicker than before. About 5 millimeters thick. Okay. So let's write that down. Endometrium gets thicker. And this is what? This is the third phase or the third step. And what is the name for the third step? This is called what? Ovulation. And ovulation, or the egg, will be released on day 14. This is important to remember, on day 14. Let me zoom in here so that we can see. Make it smaller. Okay. So in the next phase, after ovulation, the cells which were around the eggs, the cells in the Graafian follicle, let me write that here. Let me draw that here. The cells right here, we have a special name for that. We call that those cells as corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. The cells which were around the eggs will start to make a hormone. This hormone is called progesterone. So let's write it down. It makes what? Progesterone. So before, in the first phase, the progesterone level was very low. In this phase, it will start to rise and get higher. Okay. Now, what will happen to the wall now? The endometrium will get even thicker. Okay, get thicker. And this phase is called the luteal phase, from the name corpus luteum. And this is what? This is the fourth phase. Progesterone level is up because what? The corpus luteum, the cells which were around the eggs, are producing progesterone. And this will make what? The endometrium get thicker when we have high what? Progesterone. And this will happen between days 15 to 28. 15 to 28. Okay. Now let's go back to the first days. So the menstrual phase will start from day 1 to 5. The follicular phase will start from days 6 to days 13. And then we have ovulation on day 14. And then the luteal phase on day 15 to 28. If this is the egg. If the egg meets a sperm to make a zygote, the corpus luteum cell, these cells, will continue to make progesterone. Okay, so the progesterone level will stay very high because there is a baby, right? We form a zygote, and the progesterone level will be high for 9 months before the baby is born. What about if there is no sperm to meet to form a zygote? The corpus luteum cells will start to die. So let's draw that here. They become hard and die. We say degenerate or die off. Let's say die off. And if they die off, can they make progesterone? No. So what will happen to the progesterone level? It's going to, it's going to start to fall again. Just like we saw here. So we start from the first step again with low progesterone level, and the endometrium will fall again, and everything will start again. So this is the menstrual cycle. I hope this is helpful, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.